Senator Onyonka, what's your interpretation of the images from Uganda yesterday and from the opposition lenses? I mean, are you in any way surprised by the sudden support of Kenya Kwanza leaders for Odinga?
Good morning.
Morning to you, Senator.
My apologies for traffic jam.
You are still on time.
That picture says a million things. That is a very interesting picture because historically, many Kenyans may not remember, Raila's really never had a very cozy relationship with Museveni for various reasons. Then you follow it up with our president himself, that President William Ruto. Indeed, if you look carefully for the last, I think, 2 years, there hasn't been a picture where the president is pictured with Raila, where they are seen, where they are kind of in a relaxed mode. You know, those pictures send messages, political or otherwise.
They were last together in May 2023.
That is true.
Dabi.
That's true. I think I want to give President William Ruto the credit he deserves. This is what statesmanship is all about. That in politics, it's not that the winner always takes it all. There are times when you let it go. There are times when you hold on to it. And I think this is a good move politically. I think when I was here 2 weeks ago, I said normally when somebody is going to run for that office is so huge that it takes a lot of energy, it takes a lot of regions, it takes a lot of friends for him or for her to start putting in the team that is going to make them succeed and win that position. You remember when Amina was running it, unfortunately she lost by just 3 votes. I believe that Raila's case is a near shoe-in because I see the connections. I saw the president in Namibia, and I saw Raila himself. When you see some of those pictures diplomatically, you can see that there's something that is being weaved together. So I just want to congratulate my colleagues who've been actually congratulating Raila and encouraging him. I encourage President Ruto for coming out and supporting Raila because at this point, this position is actually not Raila's. It's the state known as Kenya's position. It will be a historical position even when Raila may end up getting it. I hope that for those who keep, those of us in the Azimio side who keep thinking, oh, you know, whether Raila goes, he's still going to maintain his political contacts. Yes, but it will have to be quiet. He's no longer going to come and hold meetings in Jacaranda. He will not be holding meetings at Uhuru Park. He's now going to become an African statesman. And his life is going to change because then he takes a larger picture, then he deals with different issues, not necessarily Kenya's issues. I hope that when he settles in onto the job, whatever that he will get, he will, of course, first look at the region of East Africa, which has supported him very well. By Raila going to see and the president going to see President Museveni, they are now managing the regional legend of you know, the seat is always distributed according to the region. There's a time when the northern area took the seat. If you remember, there was a time when Gracia Machel was from, I mean, not Gracia Machel, there was a South African lady who was actually running for such a position also. And for me, I think, again, the Kenyan political class needs to realize that we can't be hating each other all the time. There are times when we say, you know what, yeah, that's still our friend. I mean, you see, we always forget that Ruto, Raila, Kalonzo, Musalia, Weta, all these people, they've been together for the last 30 years. So at some point, I think there's a consternation where they pull themselves together and say, you know what, yeah, we've come a long way. We may disagree, but I think let us pull together and do this for one, our country, and for the interest of the region and indeed of the African continent. I think Raila is qualified. I think he needs to take a break. For some of us in KK Alliance, let us now begin to configure what to do because he's no longer going to be. That's, I think for me, it's a good opportunity to allow maybe Kalonzo Musyoka to start organizing himself to run against President William Ruto and anybody else who want to run for that seat. But for me, at a personal level, I'm extremely happy I am really happy because I see, one, the region, and I see, two, now our country cooling down, toning down, so that we can at least do some development.
Thank you. And the common denominator among the people you have mentioned for the case of Musalia Mudavadi, Wetangula, Kalonzo Musyoka, and President William Ruto is that they were all within the orbit of President Moise Kano Mudavadi, a young cabinet member incorporated by the late Mzee. President William Ruto was a key member of the YK92 movement. You have Kalonzo Musyoka, who served in Kano, and as well as Wetangula, who at some point was the personal lawyer of the late president. It's what the current senator, your colleague Jackson Mandago, said, siasa usiweke kwa roho.
That is true. That's true. I mean, it's the same thing I've also seen on social media, people saying, oh, you know, it looks like this could be another handshake. So what?